about how critical the lane 1 is for the guy who's going to, or the girl who's going to win the boat race. Is it the same in lights? Is lane 1 as absolutely critical as it is in Unlimited?
No, it hasn't been. In a naturally aspirated to naturally aspirated, it seems to have been critical. But if you're running against Greg Hopp, he's been winning from lane 6 some of the time, so they can still work from that outside lane and keep up their boat speed and really go. There's our winner, Kaylee Perkins.
Well, and as you said, Chip, she must have thought, now this is the way it's supposed to be. Mike said that as well. And, you know, remember we saw her just in tears yesterday after taking the wrong course, going off course. Now she comes over, gives a big hug, and she's ready to get into the finals. And again, once again this year, show these guys what you can do.
You know, everybody talks about Kaylee being a woman. Yeah, she is, obviously. But she is a great race driver. If you took Kaylee Perkins and put her in a male bike, she's still a great race driver. She's done a great job. Except for yesterday. But we've all seen great drivers, including Bill Muncy, including mediocre drivers like myself, make some pretty big mistakes. So what she did yesterday is not unusual.
It's just she did it live on KIRO TV.
Exactly.
That's what the problem.
Well, let's go down to the pits right now. Gart Swanson has the winner of the Bmain.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steve. Kaylee Perkins, it's about time. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about?
It finally feels good to win a heat. It's been a while. No, it was a great heat. I had fun playing with Muncy out there. He definitely challenged me for getting lane 1, and he got it from me, and he earned it. So good job to them and their team. And I'd like to thank my team, Vitamin Water, Princeton Boat Electric. You know, they've done a great job getting this motor going, and I'm so happy for them that we finally don't have to work on the motor. It's going to run fine, and we're all ready to go for the next heat.
All right, let me see your hand for a minute, because I know it was shaking a little bit before. Oh, not too bad, but that's all adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of adrenaline. You know, I've gotten hurt in a boat, and you just get huge bruises, and you don't notice them until about 3 hours later. That's how bad it is.
All right, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
All right, Rabel.
All right, Gart, thanks very much. Kaylee Perkins, she's waving inside that cockpit there. You can see she's happy about it. She let you know that, and then the smile will go off her face when it comes time for finals racing, and she'll be as tough as anybody out there on the course.
Yeah, absolutely. She comes from a racing family. She really admires her brother. Her brother gives her a lot of input. These guys are racers, whether they're a man or a woman. But one thing Kaylee also has is, I think she wanted to do this. You heard her talk about in the interviews. She wants it for her team. And that, to me, is always a sign of a driver who doesn't drive for themselves, but they know the amount of hours, the time, the pain that goes into it. They want to deliver. It's kind of like, I think, a musician is handed a beautiful violin by a guy that makes them. You want to go out there and make that violin sing for the guy that put it together. I think that's what she feels for her team.
And so before we let John get away, he's going to come back and do the final, the championship race for us. What does it stack up like, John?
Oh, it's going to be, to borrow a phrase, a barn burner, because you've got J. Craig Fletcher in the sister ship to this boat, running very, very strongly. He won his first ever race 2 weeks ago in the Unlimited Lights. You're going to have either Jerry or Greg Hopp. They race for the team sponsor and the race sponsor here, Graham Trucking. They're always tough. I look for Paul Becker. Remember, he led for 2 laps last year. He was a little early at the start, but he still was ahead. He's still gunning for that very first heat race victory. He's going to be a player. Michael Flaherty's boat's getting better, but Kaylee Perkins right there.
John, I want you to do a favor for me this year. This year, I would like you to bring a little enthusiasm, okay? Because in years past, Steve and I have felt that, you know, you come up here in the booth, and it's like you really don't care about Unlimited Lights racing. So I'd like you to leave here, sit down, and really try and find a little enthusiasm this year.
Chip, I appreciate the comment. I am going to go back. Okay. I am going to focus and be ready for you come 425.
John, we talk all about the boats, and we do mention a little bit about the drivers, but you know these people personally. What kind of, aside from drivers, what kind of folks are these people who are going to be in this final? What should we know about these guys?
These are good people. You know, one of the most entertaining people we have in our sport is Paul Becker. Now, here's a guy that was a retired Navy flyer and a retired airline pilot, and he, you know, you get involved with him in a pit area interview, and hey, it can go on and on and on. He really enjoys what he's doing. He's got the youngest crew out there. His crew is his sons and their friends, first from high school, now from college, and they've been working together very well. He's just really spectacular. Greg Hopp and Jerry Hopp are father and son. Different kind of personalities entirely, but both quality people. Vince Sidaro, he's a character. just absolutely a character. J. Craig Fletcher is a guy that got into this sport 3 years ago with no experience at all. He hadn't even so much as sat in a race boat, and now he's a winner in unlimited lights racing. Michael Flaherty, he's well known, quite a character there too. You know, everybody's now knowing well Kaylee Perkins. Will Muncie, a very well-known personality. Ryan Mallow's the quietest guy of that group, but he can drive with a loud foot.
Are these crews professional? Are these staff professional race teams that work full time?
They work in a professional manner, but they're all volunteers.
I see.
This whole sport is all volunteers, and so especially right now at the end of 4 races in 4 weeks, it's real telling on the crews, on the equipment, everything else like that, and there isn't, in a lot of cases, a lot of spare parts, so they got to try and make them last.
So it's after work, they come together, it's on weekends, and they go racing.
And all of us, including myself, we all go to our real jobs tomorrow morning.
Well, don't go away, because you've got to still call one more race for us, the championship, yet today. John Lynch, thanks very much, the voice of Unlimited Hydro's Lights. When we come back, we've got the provisional in the Unlimiteds, and those guys, some of whom are going to go to the finals as well. It's going to be a full late afternoon of racing here on the shores of Lake Washington.